Are twin flames real or an obsession? You've met someone, and it's different. From the moment you laid eyes on this person, you felt a sense of familiarity and magnetic attraction. The more you get to know them, the more similarities you discover. It's strange how they share your weaknesses, and it's like you've met your mirror image. Driven by the uniqueness of this encounter, you seek answers. That's how you find it, the twin flame theory. It's a concept you've never heard of, but it describes everything you experience. A part of you wonders if it could be true. After all, it's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So, what should we think? Who are the twin flames? Twin flames are two souls that were once one energetic consciousness. They represent two parts of the same original consciousness that chose to split in two to experience the nature of duality, expand learning and evolving understanding, and ultimately reunite through love. So, from here, we understand that the purpose of the relationship is to help us get rid of the ego, heal our wounded hearts, and transform us into spiritually awakened beings. The attraction between you is said to be irresistible, magnetic, and intense because you are cut from the same energetic fabric. Many say your first encounter will trigger a feeling of recognition because you are looking at a lost part of yourself. It is also believed that each couple will have a higher goal to achieve together, usually in the form of humanitarian work. What's weird and interesting is that conflict is a main feature of the whole experience. A central part of the theory is the idea of runners and chasers. One person is considered as the divine masculine, the runner, and the other as the divine feminine, the chaser. The premise here is that the runner will avoid connection because they are less mature, while the more developed chaser sees the true nature of their experience. These roles can change, and the process will only stop when both individuals realize that they are forced to free themselves from their control by working on themselves. Let's take a look at how this concept can be viewed from two different perspectives: the logical and the spiritual. First, the logical point of view. Naturally, one must have a valid explanation for twin flames. People who put their lives on hold and waited decades for their twin to acknowledge their feelings, despite being married with children. You'll even see cases where people genuinely believe they met their other half online, even though they lived without ever meeting them in person. What is obsessive love? The cognitive and emotional state of being in love with or obsessed with another person is involuntary and characterized by a desire for one's feelings to be reciprocated. There are 5 key characteristics of this condition. 1. Thinking obsessively about another person, resulting in the inability to concentrate on daily activities. 2. A primary desire for reciprocity of feelings or rather an intimate relationship. 3. An emphasis on winning over the person rather than their happiness or well-being. 4. Compulsively read the person's behaviors and draw conclusions. 5. Refuse to take no for an answer, including viewing rejection as a challenge to overcome. The idea of constantly worrying about a person and reciprocating feelings may seem unbelievable to anyone who doesn't have a personal experience to relate it to. But that doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, we can find evidence of each of the symptoms in the behavior of people who believe in twin flames. They are often obsessed with the person they see as their twin, unable to focus on anything else. The focus is more on this person exchanging their feelings and recognizing that there is a divine connection between them. There is often an in-depth analysis of why the person knows they are their twin, including a detailed analysis of behaviors and signs such as synchronicity and telepathy. The believer is generally obsessed with what they expect from their twin rather than whether that person is happy or not. In many cases, the person refuses to accept the rejection because they consider their twin to be running away from their true feelings. The condition is dangerous because it can last for years. The theory's romantic and spiritual overtones make it incredibly effective at consuming someone's psyche. We love the idea of fate and romance. It aligns with our ideals that there is someone out there for us. Moving on can be extremely difficult when we think we've met that person. And the basis of the twin flame movement is that this struggle between the runner and the chaser is inevitable. The danger here is that it is easy to become attached to an individual and justify them as destiny or part of the journey. When it comes to the logical point of view, there is a strong argument that most people who think they are in a twin flame encounter are simply experiencing obsession. There are too many stories of telepathy without validation. For example, I know how they feel because their soul speaks to me. At this point, the question for you is: do you have any of the symptoms listed above? If so, it might be time to reassess what you're thinking and take a breather. Already, many people have experienced an obsession with love. It takes immense courage to walk away from emotions and admit that you have lost control. Be strong and honest with yourself, no one knows you better than yourself. Second, the spiritual point of view, it is an opportunity for growth. There is something to be said for so many people reporting the same experience. The stories of meeting your twin flame are eerily similar, and often the situation is different. We find the same words used repeatedly to describe encounters: magnetic, irresistible, a feeling of recognition, and many people don't know what twin flames are until an unforgettable encounter pushes them to search for answers. Often you go through a situation that leaves you confused and in need of clarity. An experience that seems unique and magnetic. It is simply a recognition. What this might suggest is that what is happening is real, given that it triggers something inside. Most of these stories involve a person opening up about emotional baggage and insecurities that have tormented them for years. It's hard to ignore this consistent pattern of people having a crazy time that has the potential to heal past wounds. Often, real issues that have been buried for years, they only come to the surface when you meet that person and feel ready to deal with them. So, anyone who considers themselves part of the twin flame journey has a chance for personal growth, whether their soul mirror exists or not. This is an area we trust, but there is also much to be said for intuition and faith. Things happen that science can't explain, which is why some of the researchers believe in something beyond this physical world despite their knowledge. Ultimately, it's your choice what you believe. Two things are clear. Many people who believe in twin flames become obsessed. While most situations people describe as twin flame journeys represent opportunities to grow and heal past emotional baggage. Perhaps it is worth worrying less about proving the validity of the twin flame and focusing on what you can learn from the experience. Simply, avoid obsessing and stay focused on what you can control. You can do the work necessary to heal and grow. Certainly, healing your problems can change your life. And you may realize that you are so much stronger.